guys, Walt Wagner here with TAV. Wanted to take this opportunity to kind of fill everybody in real quick on something we've been working really hard on with Brent Bowen over at Bowen Customs. We are at Overland Expo West now. We finally all made it. We've got the bed basically about, I think, 89% finished, if anything's ever finished. But wanted to give you a quick run through, walk around on the bed, and why we are wanting to build this thing the way we are, and working with Bowen Customs on some of these attributes and key features on this bed. This will be a production bed. This one is the prototype. This is the functioning prototype. So we're actually taking a trip after Expo to test all of this, validate what we're doing, validate the design, and then bring it back to the table and work with Brent on some new things that he's already kind of re-engineered for the production models. So what you see here is pretty much what you will see as a unit that you can order directly off of our website with a drop-down menu of some select options, as well as through Brent at Bowen Customs. So getting started here, this is a 6-foot bed, essentially. So this is a long bed Tacoma, 2009 Tacoma. It's the Ranger Goat. And the factory bed that I had on this was just getting tired. It had not failed on me yet. It was just getting tired and flexible in ways I didn't want it to be. So I wanted to use that opportunity to kind of scout out somebody that in the US that I could use to help me manufacture a bed kind of based off of some ideas that I had bounced around in my head. So talking with Brent, we came up with a redesign of a design that he had kind of already had. He already kind of brainstormed of something that wasn't built yet, but he wanted to put something together. So as we chatted, we came up with some key features to this bed. So this particular one is a TAV spec bed. And any of the dead space you would have had in a stock bed with our bedsides that were on it, there's a lot of dead space behind that, just open space. So we were able to incorporate that dead space with all of the cabinetry that you see here. So I'll kind of go through this side of the truck, open it up, and show you what we've got inside. So these cabinets are all sealed. This is more of like a well cabinet, so it's deep as well. So I've got some recovery gear here. And this thing stands up. This is the large kit. I took a couple things out of it because I keep it elsewhere on the truck for easy use, but it drops right down inside here, and you can kind of keep whatever you want to inside it. The whole bed is made out of 1/8" aluminum sheet, and all of this is a hand-built bed. All right, one of the other options that we wanted to offer as one of the TAV spec options is how we treated the fenders. This fender is incredibly strong. You can stand on that, and anything that you can use as a standing surface would be coated in Line-X, both inside and out. Inside, it just makes it a lot easier to clean, but if you it's going to protect the aluminum itself from rock chips and things like that, and overall longevity. But you can stand on this. It can take a hit if you had to scrub it across a tree or a rock or something like that. It's gonna stand up really well. Just above that, so you can stand on the slider, step up onto the step, or onto the fender, but then up on top of the bed itself. This is all very, very strong, and these broken angles all add to the strength and the rigidity of the cabinet door itself in the top of the bed. So you can stand all over the top of this bed to access things on the roof, or to help close the camper or whatever it may be. Inside the forward cabinet, obviously you can use this for whatever you want. I'm using it for our Boxo tool rolls, so I've got a lot of tools in here, hammers, wrench kit, all kinds of stuff, and these just kind of fit nicely in there. We're using some C-deck for some sound insulation, but it's also a soft surface. So if you need to throw hardware down or something like that, then you can, and it's kind of there, and doesn't have a tinny sound to it. We're gonna order some more and put some on all of the flat surfaces that you see. All of these latches are all keyed alike, so you really just need one key for the entire bed. A correction, you have one set of locks that we had to borrow some latches from something else, and that's another key, but otherwise it would be matching keys throughout. So this one is a pass-through. So this one of the options for the drawer or the cabinets is to enclose it like the forward cabinet. You can see the forward bulkhead, the bulkhead on the inside, so that's an option. That would be a cabinet enclosure, which makes this its own environment. The next one is a pass-through. So this passes all the way through to the inside of the camper. So you can leave that open. It comes base open like that because a lot of people want to do their own things to it. But otherwise, you know, this is your base model. It would be open all the way through, pass through front and rear, or you can option to enclose one or the other. There's enough room in here. I've got 3 camp chairs and a camp table from Helinox stuffed in behind this. And moving around to the inside, you can see what it looks like as a complete pass-through. Looking through the side hatch of the camper on the enclosure cabinet that showed the optional enclosure gives us a platform to actually hard mount the cradle for our Pro Eagle 2.5 ton jack. So this is a good rigid mount, and it sits forward in the camper, and it gives us a location to where we can either access the jack from the outside or the inside, because this thing is heavy. If you're lifting it up over your shoulders or whatever to manipulate this, you can get into the camper very easily, get this jack out and use it if needed, but it's in a secured location. So we don't have a jack or anything hanging off the back of the truck. It's somewhat forward of the axle, and the weight of that helps balance the truck a little bit better once you add all the different components up that have weight to them. There's an aluminum platform that we have mounted above the spare tire. There's a 37-inch spare tire on the floor that just slides right up underneath this deck. Now this deck is multi-use, so we have the tie-down tracks in it, so we've got a little porta potty in there. There are some little containers that we use for clothing that stack nicely on top of each other that go in between the porta potty and the water tank. And then there's a front runner water tank mounted. And when we get to camp, everything kind of goes in its own little place. You can leave it as it is and just move the boxes up on this particular camper's shelf. Or you can use this whole deck, take it out and use it as your shower floor for the shower cube that's outside. And then to stand the spare tire up, and you have a much larger living room and an even surface inside. So as a lot of you know, we've been working with Dometic for quite a long time now, and we found that our other Dometic CFX fridge, it was a CFX 45, and we kept that right in this location in the stock bed, and it worked out really well there. But in this bed, I wanted to try to get a little bit more storage in here, and kind of going back to the base model of the open cabinet. This is also an open cabinet on this side, but by raising the platform itself in this portion here underneath the fridge, makes it the same level across, also gives you a little bit of storage underneath. So there's a little bit of a cutout here, there's a cutout on the end where it's open, and you can just stash longer items in here, utensil kit, whatever it may be for cooking. You stash it out of the way and it'll just stay put. This is the new CFX 3 45, and it fits perfect in this location. And we made a custom little mount that just holds the handle down on this side, and then there's a strap on the back side, holds it in place, rock solid, and it's fairly easy to take out too if you need to remove the fridge. On the floor in this, since it's basically your living room, and we didn't want to have just raw aluminum or just aluminum on the floor for it to be cold in the morning or whatever, we kind of growing up in the boat industry, we are running what is called many different things, but it's a foam decking, sea deck or whatever you may call it. We put down, it's adhesive backed, and it's a foam that is designed to get wet, so you can scrub it, clean it, whatever you need to do, but it's also easy to touch, so, and it's kind of soft, so you know you can stand on it. It's not cold like just a raw metal would be, and it's easier on your shins if you bash it into something. So it's just a lot more user friendly and comfortable to work with. So kind of covering over the back end of the truck real quick here. The rear corner houses your tail lights, your parking or your running light, and your brake light, and then your turn signal as well. And what we do, we work with Baja Designs on a lot of vehicles, so we're running a flush mount S2 Pro, and that's not your backup light. As when you hit reverse, that light doesn't come on. We use that as an independent switch type light because it's incredibly bright. You don't really want to have that on all the time. So that's kind of an option for us. With where the lights are housed, there's a separate little box here. We're able to take that out and kind of jam that in black to give you a contrast on where the tail lights are. So the contrast on whatever color this may be, this is gunmetal gray. We just jam that in black, and it kind of contrasts nice, and you can see the tail lights perfectly at night. Kind of moving towards the middle here, we work with Demos on a lot of our recovery gear and our shovels and stuff like that. This Demos Delta shovel fits perfectly within the sides of the ladder here. This is basically your tailgate, but I wanted to incorporate a ladder because a lot of campers, it's kind of hard to find the right kind of ladder. Now, this is going to be designed differently. The design for this has already changed because this is very hard to manufacture and make it affordable. A lot of man hours went into building this, but I'll kind of show you how this particular one works. So it just drops down. We built a stop for it, and this is just on a linear slide, so you can just step right on up as it is like this, and it's extremely strong. We'll probably put something in here so it's not quite so shiny, but we Line-X this surface so it's easier on your feet, or it can handle being wet without being slippery. Even though it's dimpled, it can still be slippery. So the rear hitch and rear bumper was another thing that we designing hurdle that we ran into, because I didn't want to trim off a whole lot of the frame in the back. I wanted to make something very strong, so we actually used a 4Runner receiver hitch that we just sandblasted clean, but we ordered a heavy wall square tubing and steel plate, shaped a whole new hitch that mounts in the factory hitch holes on the frame, and sanded everything nice and clean, added recovery points to it, and we can just bolt it right into that location. We made it somewhat deep so you could hide all the wiring harnesses and everything for any of the lights that are going on in the back of the truck. It's all kind of hidden away. This stopper right here is just a custom application for this step. You pull the pin on it and remove it when you're driving down the road, and just store it in one of the cabinets just to get it out of the way. So on the passenger side, what we're using this truck for, as you can see, the fridge, where the fridge is located on the inside, I wanted to show you what it looks like as a pass-through on this rear corner. As you open this, we have enough room for an awning, and the fridge it runs up to the bulkhead here, and that's as far in as it can go. So you still have some storage right in here. This is your standard pass-through type cupboard, and you've got plenty of room for a tent, camp chairs, whatever you want to put right in here, and it leaves plenty of room for the fridge to operate as normal. This lower cabinet here, we're just using for camelbacks and stuff like that, hydration packs. We're going to be doing some hiking, so we got 3 of them right here. Plenty of room for that kind of stuff. Bike gear, helmets, whatever you may want to put back there. This is going to change slightly. So we've got an Oasis compressor right here. This is a massive compressor. It can be noisy, but I was so sick of not having a good compressor to fill up 37-inch tires, and a lot of times we're filling up multiple trucks. So this compressor is hard mounted to the optional enclosed cabinet. So when you look on the inside of this particular cabinet, I've got a lot of electrical tools. We're doing some install stuff here in the booth, so I've got chargers and tools, all of my air up hoses and my end deflate and stuff right here. Solar panel in the back. We've got a lot of room in here. That's just for what we're using it for right now. This is all coming out, and we're going to have a Propex heater in here. It's going to be hard mounted and plumbed, and the vent will come out right at the midsection of the camper. And the propane will be actually out on the ground here with a quick connect. So everything we do, the propane will be stored outside. Below that, there is a house battery for this camper, and that is in the passenger side forward compartment. We're running a full river battery back here. All of the fuses are, and the red arc is mounted, hard mounted, all right here, so everything is easy to get to. If there's a fuse that blows, it's going to be right here. So along with all of our electrical power here, we've got a flush mount plug right here direct for solar, which will come in, and the red arc manages the charge control for the solar to charge the house battery. This battery is also charged and controlled by the red arc from the alternator, so we actually have 2 batteries under the hood, and this third battery, the house battery, is also charged as the truck is driving. Okay, so this bed is intended to be a bed replacement, obviously, for any pickup truck, really. For For this particular Tacoma, it's a 6-foot bed. It weighs slightly more than a stock bed, and obviously with some of the options, it's going to weigh a little bit more, and anything else you put in, it's going to weigh more too. So with the same camper, the same equipment inside, the bed itself is probably about 50 pounds over what a stock bed would be, or right at what a stock bed would be. So the weight savings and shifting weight from off of a rear bumper forward helps balance the truck better. So I've been very, very happy with the ride quality of this truck with the spring rates we already had in place. With the stock bed, it actually drives better than it did before. So it's intended to be a utilitarian style bed. This bed is going to be available on our website right now, and just go to our website, tavllc.com. You can pull the bed up, and it will give you instructions on how the ordering process will go, and any other pertinent information. If you have any questions on an actual build to incorporate the bed to as a complete build, absolutely give us a call, or through at the shop, or fill out the inquiry page on our website that comes directly to me, Derek, and Dan. So all three of us will see that, and we can get back with you on setting up a consultation time and date, and go over what your thoughts are on your build, and kind of get you squared away.